The coastline of Kerala, India, stretches for nearly 600 kilometers along the Arabian Sea. Right now, it is operating as the absolute frontline of the global ocean climate crisis. The people living on this edge are predominantly fishing communities. Their local economy, their food supply, and their physical homes are tethered entirely to the rhythm of the water. This chart shows exactly why that rhythm is breaking down. By 2050, the sea level here is projected to rise by 15 centimeters, driven by local ocean temperatures that are already spiking between 1.1 and 1.3 degrees Celsius. That extra heat and water volume translates into katalettum, violent seasonal sea surges that tear inland during the monsoon season, routinely flattening homes in vulnerable districts like Cheltenham. For decades, the default response has been to dump dead concrete and tetrapods onto the beach. These barriers are entirely reactive. They disrupt local sediment flows, damage the nearshore ecology, and do absolutely nothing to absorb the kinetic energy of the warming ocean. When you combine the flooding from these violent surges with the deadly wet bulb humidity radiating off the coast, the poorest sections of society are squeezed from both sides. A sheer concrete wall is no longer a viable survival strategy. To survive the incoming climate data, coastal defense requires a shift toward living infrastructure. The prevailing blueprint for this is called Teraom. Instead of sheer concrete faces, the first operational layer of this system is a dense mangrove wall. These interlocking root systems grow directly into the coastal mud, creating a highly effective natural shock absorber. Looking at this schematic, salt marshes and mangroves capture up to 5 times more carbon, reducing wave heights by up to 30%. By placing this biological buffer on the ocean-facing side, destructive storm surge energy is stripped away before reaching the hard infrastructure. This integrated vegetation acts as a self-healing shock absorber, reinforcing the advanced technology installed immediately behind the tree line. Once stabilized, the facility transitions from a passive financial drain into an active generator of wealth, applying the blue economy approach. This diagram outlines the energy harvesting layer. Integrating vertical wind turbines, surface solar panels, and mechanical tide harvesters converts the ocean's raw forces into a renewable power grid. The surplus energy travels through a direct shore power link, supporting fishing vessels and nearby industrial operations. Below the waterline, the structure incorporates structured reef modules. By providing shelter for kelp and coral, these artificial nurseries revive the local fisheries, creating an ecosystem capable of yielding up to 60 trillion edible fish globally each year. By generating power and reviving the local fishery, the seawall operates as an active economic engine, turning coastal defense into a long-term community investment. To manage power generation and biological health, the physical wall is wired into a continuous, real-time data layer. This schematic details arrays of smart IoT sensors tethered to the seabed and surface, gathering data like wave height and salinity. That raw telemetry feeds directly into a central digital twin, a live, high-resolution coastal simulation running on local servers. By running supercomputing models and AI analysis over that live data, the digital twin can accurately predict extreme events. It maps exactly when a cyclonic depression will hit, how high a rogue wave will be, and precisely where the storm surge will breach. Armed with precise timelines, municipalities stop blindly reacting to extreme weather. The threat is managed, mapped, and accounted for before the water begins to rise. When you return to the Kerala coastline with this system in place, the relationship between the people and the water changes. The ocean remains dangerous, but the community is insulated by a symbiotic layer of deep-rooted mangroves and hardened engineering. The telemetry from the digital twin is deliberately decentralized. The early warning data goes directly to grassroots organizations, local health workers, and women-led self-help groups embedded in the villages. Because they have exact meteorological forecasts, these local networks can coordinate safe evacuation routes, secure vulnerable homes, and deploy emergency medical supplies exactly where they are needed, long before a cyclone makes landfall. This map tracks the One Ocean, One Climate, One Future Together initiative. It takes the specific successes of the Kerala project and packages them as a global blueprint, exporting this exact combination of biology, energy, and data to at-risk coastal cities around the world. By giving these communities the tools to harvest energy, restore their food chains, and predict the weather, we allow the people most exposed to the climate crisis to engineer their own survival.